This is Doug Ross with Climate Crisis Catalog. I wanted to talk to you briefly about some of the risks and some of the solutions that we have on our website, Climate Crisis Catalog. So let's go to the share screen and I'll show you part of the website. And are we there? Share, here we go. Okay, now you can see the website. And what I wanted to do is briefly go over some of the risks, and the reason why is you've got to know where you live and what the risks are, because some of these items that that are featured on the website will pertain to you no matter where you live. It's just that way. So let's go to the risk page. Here we go. And as you can see the little map, let me see if I can make that bigger for you. There we go. And if you see on the map, you've got here on the East Coast, we're in the DC area. And in the last decade, since I have moved here, they have had tornadoes, which they'd never had in the history of this area. It's just so rare. But now, every year, we've got tornadoes. Why? Because the whole latitude of warmer air and warmer waters are moving steadily north. And so now the Florida weather is in Georgia. And so the South Carolina is in Maryland, where we are next to DC. But and then of course we get the snow effect even from the Great Lakes. When in the winter, we get huge amounts of snow here. So what we're risking is we're having large amounts of snow, we're having flash floods, we're having tornadoes, and we're having possible hurricanes that move up the East Coast. As you move Midwest, you can see it's even more storms are getting stronger. There's more water in the atmosphere. The storms get bigger, the winds get bigger, and you can see there's tornadoes there in the purple. And then the flooding along the major rivers is a problem, as the flooding is also a problem on the coastal areas. In Houston, New Orleans, Mississippi, and Florida, and even all the way up to New York, you saw a couple of years ago they had the floods. So these are, they're calling them once in a 500 years. Yeah, except now they happen every year. And you're going farther east, now we have a drought over in West Texas and Arizona, New Mexico, and California is a drought. California was always a desert until people moved there, and then they took the water from the Sierra Nevadas and created this Garden of Eden with everything with green lawns and palm trees. Palm trees were never native, and so there's the rub. You've got so many people, too little water, as of the Phoenix area too, and you've got flash floods and fires and all that. And it's that same problem up north in Seattle and Washington area. It's actually getting drier in Northern California. The Napa Valley is famous for their wine. Well, now it's moved up to the Oregon area because it's more moist and lush there. So we'll probably have a Washington wine growing soon. Anyway, those are the risks. And now that you know where you live, you can find on this map, and you can go to the website and figure out where it is. There's also the different things. Here's a shot of the floods down in Florida, tornadoes all up in the Midwest, big storms here, the fires in California. You can see here, so the very cold winters now all across the northern states, drought in the West and Midwest. Temperatures are hot everywhere. And then I put this quake in, even though that's not man-made. I was talking about the fracking, which is man-made. When they're drilling for gas, there's been some earthquakes all over the West and even in Pennsylvania. Again, I was talking, excuse me, the floods in on this map, you can see that's where their greater floods are going to happen. And so your risks of living in those areas, what can you do to mitigate this? Well, there's when you're looking at your property, there's a thing where you can go, and we can go over here to elevate. And they elevate the property. In Hawaii, all the properties are lifted up higher. And you can see these are pictures of properties in Florida along the Gulf Coast. In Hawaii, they do the same thing because of the flash floods there. I've lived in Los Angeles, San Francisco, New York City, Miami, Dallas, San Antonio, Denver, parts of Honolulu, Hawaii, and parts of northern and southern China and Saudi Arabia. So I've lived around the world for the last 40 years. So I'm cognitive of the weather changes of what those areas have and what they have now. So anyway, back to this flooding thing where the the north, you've got these huge problems of flooding. What can you do? Well, you can elevate your house. I mean, that's one option. It's expensive, but it's if you don't want to move, that's what you're going to have to do. The other one, as I said, is you're going to move. There is more people becoming climate refugees. They're going to be moving toward the Midwest. And that's going to be another growth area where people are going to be moving out of the risky areas and going out in the Midwest. There's going to be other risks when they get there, but the point is that they're moving away from the floodwaters. And of course, we recommend all these things like U-Haul, do it yourself, Penske. There's a number of places that'll help you do it, or they will do it for you. But this website is really kind of like for people that want to do it themselves, because they're independent. Going back to the risks where the hurricanes, that was the other one. You can see the hurricane map all along there. And what can you do there? Well, there's a guy in North Carolina who has created this amazing house, and the group, it's called Deltec. I've got a shot of the home, and it's basically the wind blows around it. It's stilted up, and the high winds blow around it. Automatically, these windows shutters come down, so it'll block anything that flies into your house. The exterior structure is heavier, reinforced. The windows are covered. It's stilted, and the design is shaped where the wind blows around it. So anyway, what I'm getting at is when you see on the website, climatecrisiscatalog.com, you'll see all of the risks: flooding, hurricanes, tornadoes, drought, winter storm, wildfires, heat waves, and fracking quakes. And then you'll have the solutions for this, where if it's cold, you'll insulate, a number of ways to do that. Storms can storm-proof for hurricanes or tornadoes. Earthen houses, I like these the best, where you have an earth house. And this is an answer too. Actually, earth houses are cheaper to build than conventional houses. And you have insulated from the earth, better temperature regulation inside the house. So I don't understand why people in the Midwest can continually build the same 3-story houses, 2-story houses, which are like a big target for tornadoes and high winds. And they use up a lot of energy because it's hard to heat and cool them in summer and winter. But the earth houses are basically, the storms blow right over them. You're facing southwest, so you always get sun inside. You can have solar power. You've got green. It's a cleaner atmosphere. If you're living, in the rural areas, this is the kind of house you should have. I understand if you live in the city or the suburbs, there's going to be zoning where they probably may not allow it, but you have to check. But these are the designs that are coming this way, and they've been around for years. People just need to start building them, because every time these houses crash along the coasts, the insurance pays to repair it. Well, who pays for the insurance? We do. All our insurance for our homes, even though we're not in a risky area, we're putting into the pool to repair those people's homes. And they put the same house up over and over and over, and the thing crashes or floods, and we pay the price. So let's be smart about this. The one way to be smart is come to this website and look at Climate Crisis Catalog. You'll see all of the different solutions, the products, the services where people will do it for you. We're starting a green jobs board, which is going to be really coming into its own when President Biden starts up the Green New Deal or something close to that, where we build the infrastructure back across the nation with tons of jobs. And this will take 25, 30 years of jobs to get our electrical grid together, to get the houses insulated, to get electrical solar panels on every house, on every roof. This is where we're going, and it's time to get on board. Everyone says, there's a crisis coming. I see an opportunity for America to become #1 in solar power, in renewable energies, in self-efficient houses, using less water, less energy, smart houses, smart technology. That's what America is. We innovate, we build, and then people will want what we have. That's where it's going, and I hope everybody does that. The first step, come to Climate Crisis catalog. I'll talk to you next time. I've got to go, and I'll see you soon.